Today's discussion is Trump doctrine, whether it is good for India or it is a loss for India. The way the Trump has announced its policies, and there are several reforms to be carried out in Trump 2.0 government. They have announced that there will be lowering of the corporate taxes in the America, 21% to 15%, so that the economy of the America can get the boost. Artificial intelligence initiative, by focusing more than $500 billion infusing money. They want dominance of the USA in the AI field, which is the future of the world. Medicine to be cheaper, that was again the policy of the Trump during election campaign. Then South US border, especially with the Mexico, it has been declared a national emergency, and they want to seal the border of the USA with the Mexico to stop illegal immigrant. Deporting the illegal migrants, and no more work now from home. No more work from home now for all the federal government employees. Trump 2.0, this is the new announcement. And the citizenship by birth, which was available to the all people whoever got birth at USA. Now, Citizenship Amendment Act will be brought. Policy to be phase out subsidy on e-vehicles. They want to promote petrol and diesel vehicles. Again, it looks they are coming back on the diesel and petrol, not promoting the e-vehicle. So let us understand why. America first, and America first why? What we need to understand from this, how this will impact to the world and especially to India. Withdrawal from NATO, withdrawal from WHO, withdrawal from Paris Climate Agreement. So all these are the points of discussion. China must be worried because most favored nation, this status of China is taken back, planning to gradually increase the tariff on the various imports from the China and the other countries, and the Panama Canal to be taken back. That is another announcement of the Donald Trump, increasing the tariff on the foreign goods so that the US manufacturing can be prioritized, strengthening the ties with the Middle East, especially with Israel on economic and military fronts. No fight for the other countries. US says now US army will not fight for the others. They will fight only for the interest of the US. So whether the other countries should rely on the friendship of US. Stricter rule on H1B visa. Is this a cause of concern for India, for Indian IT companies? Let us understand today. Canada controversy, Greenland controversy, and TikTok like the platforms, their ban is postponed for the 75 days, and drill baby drill means in-house drilling of oil and gas. There are so many there are so many issues to be discussed today, and we are here with the next IAS faculty members. I will take the one by one question, and my question first is to Ruchika madam. Ruchika ji, make America great again. This MAGA, what do you think about it? Why it is in the news, and is there really need of this? Was America not great earlier, or they want to great again?
So, ये जो MAGA campaign है, if you look at this MAGA, Make America Great Again, so let's see the history of this. This was first proposed by President Ronald Reagan in 1980. That time the name of the campaign was Let's Make America Great Again, Let's Make America Great Again. And then Trump coined this phrase in 2012, just after when one of the Republican candidates, presidential candidates, lost to Obama. So they started thinking a black man is now ruling America. So that is where that Make America Great Again, and 2016 it was his election campaign slogan was Make America Great Again, and now it is like it has become its election campaign. Now what they think that yes, America has come down to its grace where it was earlier, and according to Trump or the people who are supporters of MAGA movement, they believe that the country is losing greatness due to changes in internal and external environments. Internal environments, they think because of your immigration, plus because of multiculturalism. So there is reduction in the cultural values of USA, because USA एक term use होती है sir, vast.
So it is not related to the economic growth, it is related to the federal and cultural values.
Sir, I'll tell you, sir, internal factors they are saying because of your immigration. So immigration के चलते sir, because the jobs are being lost and because of your multiculturalism. America में एक term use होती है sir, WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So they feel that whites are the superior one.
Right.
So they feel that it is getting impacted. So that is internal because of like migration of the people, they are taking away the jobs, and then multiculturalism. External factor, if you see the rise of China, rising India, and then many of your countries now they are getting integrated, economically integrated, and now you have groups like BRICS. So they feel that yes, we are threatened. So that is why make America great again. But otherwise also, when you sir look, if you try to understand whether America has lost the greatness, so what are the major factors which make a country great? Number one, value system. Number two, its economy. And number three, its power to set the world in order. So if you take one by one, if you talk about value system, so personally sir, I feel value system in US has deteriorated because it talks about democracy. So we have seen what has happened in the Capitol on 6th of January 2021. राइटर्स को अभी इन्होंने जो है पार्डन किया है. तो सर ये एक जिस डेमोक्रेसी के लिए आप बोलते हैं कि हम डेमोक्रेटिक प्रिंसिपल्स, उन्हीं डेमोक्रेटिक प्रिंसिपल वैल्यूज को आपने जो है ओवररोल किया. तो सर पहला आपका वैल्यू सिस्टम डिग्रेड होता दिख रहा है. दूसरा आप इकोनॉमिक की बात करिए, ऑफ कोर्स यू आर अराउंड $30 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, बट सर 2008 के बाद 2008 जो आपका ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस हुआ था, वॉशिंगटन कंसेंसस वो फेल हो गया सर, है ना. तो वहाँ से जो है आपका ग्रेटनेस कम होने लगा और दूसरे ऊपर बढ़ने लग गए. और तीसरा, टू सेट द वर्ल्ड इन ऑर्डर, तो आप ड्यूरिंग कोल्ड वॉर यू हैव गॉन टू वियतनाम, ड्यूरिंग कोल्ड वॉर you have gone to Korea, you have failed. And in the present times, it is Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, everywhere you have failed. So somewhere, yes, the greatness of America has come down, and very unfortunately, the country which is supposed to bring order in the world is now creating a lot of disorder. So that is why this MAGA campaign is having its own worth for USA also, and the world is also feeling that no, greatness is reducing.
Good. I here just want to share that कि जिस तरह से ना sinusoidal wave चलती है ना, sometime the wave is at high and sometime it is low, all the tidal waves, मुझे लगता है अमेरिका की greatness ऐसे ही चलती है. Like they were on the cold region, now they want to come at high region. जिस तरह से एक climatic change नहीं होता है, कभी टेम्परेचर इज हाई, कभी टेम्परेचर कम है. नीरज, आपके पास आ रहा हूँ कि जिस तरह से रिसेंटली यूएस हैज बीन फेसिंग द इलीगल माइग्रेंट्स स्पेशली फ्रॉम द मैक्सिको एंड द अदर साउथ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज. नाउ द डोनाल्ड ट्रंप मेड दिस एज एन एजेंडा ऑफ द इलेक्शन ऑल्सो, एंड ही हैज अनाउंस्ड दैट कि नाउ यूएस इज डिक्लेयरिंग द नेशनल इमरजेंसी and there will be deployment of the army personnel, and they will make the boundary or the fencing on the border of the US and Mexico. So what exactly this issue is and how do you see it?
Sir, immigration issue was actually one of the most important issues which was highlighted by Trump in the previous term also. As ma'am was just saying, उनके पिछले टर्म में भी 2016 से 20 वाला जो उनका टर्म था, he had promised to build a wall with Mexico to prevent physical entry of illegal migrants, क्योंकि मेक्सिको एक रास्ता बनता है जिससे दुनिया भर के लोग इलीगली यूएस में एंटर करते हैं. राइट, दे एंटर थ्रू सेंट्रल अमेरिका और अल्टीमेटली मेक्सिको के बॉर्डर पर जाके जमा होते हैं और वहां से फिर वो इलीगली यूएस में एंटर करते हैं. राइट, सो इवन इन द प्रीवियस टर्म he had promised to sanction $5 billion for construction of the wall with Mexico, जिसको लेकर यूएस में एक सर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सिनेरियो उस साल हुआ था. इन 2019 यूएस फेडरल गवर्नमेंट शट डाउन हो गई थी क्योंकि उसके पास लीगली पैसे नहीं बचे थे खर्च करने के लिए. Because unless the budget is formally passed in the legislature, you can't spend money, and in the legislature they did not have majority, so the Democrat did not allow that budget to be passed. So ये last time भी हुआ था, उस समय भी उन्होंने कुछ इमरजेंसी जैसे प्रोविजंस यूज किए थे. But this time now, because he has got much more strength in the legislature also, and he has been elected again, So he has immediately in the first day itself he has issued the order of invoking emergency. अब सर अगर हम यूएस में इमरजेंसी की प्रोविजंस की अगर हम देखें तो यूएस में इमरजेंसी कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है. इट इज समथिंग विच इज इन रेगुलर यूज इन यूएसए टिल नाउ 82 टाइम्स इमरजेंसी हैज बीन इन्वोक्ड बाय डिफरेंट प्रेसिडेंट्स. पहली बार अब्राहम लिंकन ने सिविल वॉर जब 1860s में हुआ उसमें यूज किया था. एंड 1976 में एक लॉ वहां पे पास हुआ, नेशनल इमरजेंसीज एक्ट, जिसमें उन्होंने फॉर्मलाइज किया कि क्या एग्जैक्टली पावर्स होने चाहिए अमेरिकन प्रेसिडेंट के पास और क्या क्या उसके रिपरकशंस हो सकते हैं जब इमरजेंसी इन्वोक होती है. So when the emergency is declared, 137 important powers are given to the American president और 13 additional powers तब आते हैं जब कांग्रेस डिक्लेयर करती है.
करेक्ट.
तो अभी जो इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर की गई, दो इमरजेंसीज उन्होंने डिक्लेयर की है. एक डिक्लेयर किया सदर्न बॉर्डर पे इमिग्रेशन को चेक करने के लिए.
Right.
Sir, what has been done is he has given the powers to the Secretary of Defense to deploy whatever troops are required and give all directions to the Department of Homeland Security, जो उनकी इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी की डिपार्टमेंट है. दोनों को ये डायरेक्शन दिया गया कि किसी भी तरह से जो भी स्टेप्स रिक्वायर्ड हो, यू हैव टू प्रिवेंट इलीगल माइग्रेशन फ्रॉम द मेक्सिको बॉर्डर एंड टेक व्हाटएवर लीगल मेजर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड टू क्रिएट फिजिकल बैरियर्स सो दैट दे आर नॉट एंटरिंग इनटू द बॉर्डर. दूसरी इमरजेंसी उन्होंने सर एनर्जी को लेकर भी डिक्लेयर की अभी, जिसमें उन्होंने एनर्जी जो ड्रिल बेबी ड्रिल का जो कैंपेन आया, तो उन्होंने ये भी कहा है कि अल्टीमेटली व्हाटएवर मेजर्स कैन बी टेकन to upgrade or to increase the production of energy domestically and to support the energy policy of USA.
So what is the reason for going drill baby drill means in-house production and drilling the oil and gas in the inside? Is this because of this turbulence going on in the Middle East and the OPEC countries, or it is the relationship which are degrading from the Canada because they used to import lot of the oil and gas from Canada? What is the basic reason?
सर इसका अगर हम देखें तो ये सर इस पे भी पिछले टर्म में भी ट्रम्प के शेल गैस की जो एक्सट्रैक्शन था, फ्रैकिंग का जो प्रोसेस था, विच वाज कंसीडर्ड टू बी एनवायरमेंटली डिग्रेडिंग, तो फ्रैकिंग के अगेंस्ट बहुत सारे प्रोटेस्ट भी होते थे और क्लाइमेट टॉक्स में भी उसके अगेंस्ट काफी सपोर्ट था उसके अगेंस्ट. बट ट्रम्प इन द प्रीवियस टर्म ऑल्सो ही वॉज इन क्लियर सपोर्ट ऑफ फ्रैकिंग. He has always been supporting the extraction of minerals to ensure that dominance of US in the supply of raw materials it continues as it is. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो पॉलिसी उन्होंने कंटिन्यू किया है यहाँ पे फिर से.
Interesting.
To add to this, जो drill baby drill है कि sir there are many reasons behind it. It's not that they are moving away from the green energy thing. First thing is they want to use the huge resources. And Trump is also trying to contain inflation and increase employment for his people in the country. Number one. Number two is sir, he is like अगर आप इसको geopolitical strategy से देखें तो वेस्ट एशिया जो है सर, वेस्ट एशिया पे यूएसए का इन्फ्लुएंस कम हो चुका था, स्पेशली बाइडेन के टाइम पे. अब drill baby drill, when you are talking about like traditional energy, so you are making them happy and he want that Saudi Arabia and Israel deal to be done. So sir West Asia में दोबारा से अपने relationship, और आप देखिए सबसे पहले जो है he has called up Saudi Arabia only and 600 billion का investment भी वहाँ से आया. तो सर in a way geostrategically ये भी एक reason है. तीसरा reason सर because right now renewable energy जो है सर, renewable energy जो है चाइना उसमें leader है supply chain. So अभी एक साइड यू आर सेइंग कि ड्रिल बेबी ड्रिल आप करो, प्लस साइमल्टेनियसली दे आर आल्सो इन्वेस्टिंग इन हाउस प्रोडक्शन ऑफ रिन्यूएबल इक्विपमेंट सो दैट आपका डिपेंडेंस इज रिड्यूस्ड. एंड तीसरा चीज सर कि अभी बिकॉज यू हैव कमिटमेंट्स अंडर पेरिस डील ऑल्सो कि यू हैव टू रिड्यूस योर emission target cut, so now you have a buffer. You know, you can be energy sufficient, plus parallelly you can invest in renewable energy because you cannot completely go with it. You have people like Elon Musk who are into Tesla and all. So
so Reddy ji, now to you, related to the economic effects, because Trump 2.0, there are so many reforms which are announced. Now one is like India and then the rest of the world. How do you see the Trump 2.0 economic reforms or economic decisions will impact to the world and the India?
Sir, if you see overall the America's policies, sir, be it Trump or previously Biden, there are two things important. First, domestic economically, what are the gains, sir? So for any president or prime minister, whatever they do, they try to protect their domestic interest, number one.
Right.
So when they are protecting their domestic interest, there are some impacts on other economies. There are some positives, there are some negatives, sir. Now if you see the overall Trump policy, we must understand previous era first, sir. If you see his previous tenure, number one, he says, for me, my domestic economy should be strong, sir. When I say America's first policy, For example, hire Americans, buy America goods. It is not only, sir, symbolic. There is some crux there. I'll explain some background, sir. If you see after World War II, 1944 to till 90s, sir, if it's the world globally, it is divided two parts. One is driven by America, one is driven by USSR, sir. USSR economically very weak, military-wise very strong. They challenged the hegemony of America. But after USSR disintegration, the hegemony of America, the dominance of America continued, sir. Thanks to the global financial crisis 2008, the emerging economies like China, India, Brazil, again Russia, they are increasing. So now again they feel insecure, oh, this is not going to be sustainable because there is a China, economically very powerful right now. There was a Russia, economically weak, they challenged us. If tomorrow China become economically powerful, military-wise powerful, everybody question our hegemony in the global order, sir. So in this context, every prime president of America trying their level best to protect economy best. If you see since civilization, sir, if economic weak, then automatically they start disintegration, sir. If you see our Mauryan dynasty, Gupta's, main is economy. So now, if any country want to survive in the long run, they want to control the global politics, the economy, sir. If you see agriculture, industry, service sector. Now if you see America driven by mostly service driven. So service driven, one big drawback is they won't create much jobs.
Right.
That is mostly capital intensive, sir. Now Trump want, if I want to continue my legacy in the global order, I must give strong push to my domestic manufacturing sector.
Correct.
That is the reason in initial terms he reduced the corporation tax. Now he recently says if I'll come to power again, he came already, he says Trump means business, sir. I want to deregulate. I will try my best as much as deregulation. I make a corporate tax, no problem. Even if it's the arrangement of recent ceremonies, sir, traditionally they give prior to the ex-presidents and his cabinet ministers, etc. But he got top CEOs in the front line. That shows his priority is business once again. Number one, sir. Number two, if you see the moment he came to the power, second they announced artificial intelligence. Right now China is leading a lot, sir. Now almost he announced $500 billion. He want to invest. It's a private event, sir. But he want to take credit. I want to take them credit. So SoftBank CEO and Oracle and OpenAI, sir. These three CEOs were there. And if you're shocked to know, it's a political. Mr. Elon Musk was strongly supported during the election campaign, and he's always like right hand. There was a comment in the media. Trump is vice president and Elon Musk is the president. But sir, if you see the business meeting, Elon Musk was not present, sir. So, but he says, for me, personal interest doesn't matter. For my country's interest matters, sir. For that, I want to promote investment. That is number two, sir. Number three, if you come to the global economy, when I'm a big economy, if I'm doing something to protect my economy, there is impact on developed economies like Canada, sir, right now, Europe, even Japan. So one impact is there. For example, the moment increase the tariffs, so exports become costly for exporting countries. But domestic people want, it's an opportunity to increase our domestic investments. So local jobs will be created. That is a positive way for them, sir. Number two, emerging economies like India, sir.
This is like India says the make in India.
Yes, sir. So if you see India, strategically India doing great with respect to America's relationship, thanks to the Trump and Modi good rapport also, sir. So what, for India, if you see particularly, number one, we expect, sir, America should impose tariffs only on China, not with respect to India, sir. If they won't impose for India, sir, India is going to gain, sir. But we have to wait and watch how it is going to be.
And how do you see the challenge to the Indian IT companies? Because India also has a lot of the business and especially export in terms of the IT things and manpower. So how you see the H1B visa restrictions are going to become a challenge for the Indian IT companies?
There are three main issues, sir. Number one, already from last few years, our domestic companies like HCL, Infosys, trying to less dependent on H1B, sir. Number one. Number two, what is the cost, sir? If you hire the Indians, the cheap labor is there. But tomorrow if they say we don't give permission to the Indians to come there, then we have to recruit the local people, sir. So there things are costly. Labor is very costly. So indirectly for the companies, input cost is going to increase, sir. So once for company cost is going to increase, they shift the burden to the consumer. So overall services become little bit costly, sir. Number two. Number three, again, right now there is a what you call work from home culture, sir. So there are so many companies, even American companies shifting their bases to India because lot of English speaking population in India. Number two, the cheap compared to but like our developed economies like America. So
right.
It has some positives, sir, but immediately they look like negative. But overall, There is no much negative impact the way media speaks for economy.
If the India is not given the status similar to the China, if India has some soft corner,
yeah.
then there will be a gain for
True,
India.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Nitish ji, आपके पास आ रहा हूँ. Nitish ji, recently we saw that Trump announces that the right to citizenship for the children who get birth in the US will be taken off, or for those who are undocumented migrants. What exactly this issue is, and what was the provision, and what is the provision in India in this context?
सर यूएसए में 14th अमेंडमेंट के थ्रू 1866 में पर्टिकुलरली आफ्टर द सिविल वॉर जो उन्होंने पॉलिसी दे मेड दैट एनी पर्सन हु इज बॉर्न इन द यूएसए दैट पर्सन विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज द सिटीजन ऑफ द यूएसए बाय बर्थ. नाउ ट्रम्प इज ब्रिंगिंग द पॉलिसी दैट अ पर्सन whose child is born in India or in the USA, that child वो तभी यूएस का सिटीजन माना जाएंगे या तो उनके पेरेंट यूएस के सिटीजन है या वो परमानेंट रेजिडेंट है, जो ग्रीन कार्ड का कॉन्सेप्ट रहता है यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में. तो सर इस पॉलिसी से जो बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो अभी जैसे H1B वीजा का हम डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, उसमें अगर फॉर 3 to 4 years they are living in the USA, उनके बच्चे अगर they are born in the USA तो they were given the US citizenship. एंड सर यूएस में जो उनके बहुत सारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट हैं वहां पर क्राइटेरिया है दैट प्रेसिडेंट की भी पोस्ट सर कि यूएस सिटीजन बाय बर्थ ही कंटेस्ट कर सकते हैं. तो ये मूव सर इस डायरेक्शन में भी देखा जा रहा है कि जो इंडिया के या किसी भी कंट्री के माइग्रेंट्स हैं, मैक्सिको के, अल सल्वाडोर, ये तो 3 कंट्रीज है जहां पर माइग्रेंट्स बहुत है वहां पर, तो वो इन फ्यूचर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट से उन्हें हटाने के लिए एक स्टेप है. एंड सर इंडिया में ये जो हमारी पॉलिसी है 1987 तक हमारे यहाँ भी यही पॉलिसी थी कि इंडिया में कोई भी अगर चाइल्ड इज बॉर्न इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द नेशनैलिटी ऑफ द पेरेंट्स दे वर गिवन इंडियन सिटीजनशिप बाय बर्थ. लेकिन सर 1 जुलाई 1987 से हमने पॉलिसी चेंज की है टू बी गिवन इंडियन सिटीजनशिप बाय बर्थ. एक पेरेंट इंडियन सिटीजन होने चाहिए. और सर प्रेजेंटली इस पॉलिसी में और हमने थोड़ा डेवलपमेंट किया है कि सिटीजनशिप तभी मिलेगी बाय बर्थ. बाकी सिटीजनशिप के अलग क्राइटेरिया है कि एक पेरेंट इंडियन सिटीजन है और जो दूसरा पेरेंट है वो इलीगल माइग्रेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. तो जो ये चेंज लाना चाह रहे हैं वो वाला चेंज इंडिया में है. लेकिन सर इंडिया में जो डेवलपमेंट जो डिफरेंट क्या है, किसी भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट के लिए सिटीजनशिप बाय बर्थ या डिसेंट का ऐसा रिक्वायरमेंट है, सिटीजन है वो सब एलिजिबल है. तो इसीलिए सर इंडिया का इतना जो है पॉलिसी डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी नहीं मानी जाती है जो यूएस की मानी जा सकती है इन फ्यूचर.
राइट. डियर फ्रेंड्स, यू मस्ट बी अवेयर अबाउट द Panama Canal episode. Recently Donald Trump announced that USA will take back Panama Canal in its control. तो एक्चुअली ये पनामा कैनाल क्या है और क्यों ये न्यूज में है? इट इज़ अ वेरी लॉन्ग स्टोरी. यूएसए हैज़ द वेस्ट कोस्ट एंड ईस्ट कोस्ट. तो ईस्ट कोस्ट में जैसे न्यूयॉर्क है और वेस्ट कोस्ट में जो सिटीज़ हैं जैसे लॉस एंजलिस है, सैन फ्रांसिस्को है. तो जब न्यूयॉर्क से सैन फ्रांसिस्को जाते थे बाय सी रूट, then it was more than 13,000 nautical mile distance surrounding South America. So this was a very long path. So during 1882 it was decided that let us make a shorter path connecting the Caribbean Sea to the Pacific Ocean, और वो पनामा से कनेक्ट करने के लिए. तो इनिशियली फ्रेंच कंपनीज को ठेका मिला और दे ट्राई टू डिग इट बट दे वेयर अनसक्सेसफुल. अनसक्सेसफुल होने के बहुत सारे रीजन है. देयर वाज ए रॉकी टेरेन, एंडीज माउंटेन को, ये रॉकीज माउंटेन्स को, यहाँ से जो ये बेल्ट है माउंटेन्स की, तो इस बेल्ट को काटना था. और लॉट ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट, मॉस्किटो अटैक्स व्हेन मैनी वर्कर्स डाइड. आफ्टर दैट इन 1904 यूएसए ने इसको बनाने का विडा उठाया एंड यूएसए फाइनली सक्सीडेड. Still lot many soldiers, lot many workers, lot many engineers died while constructing the Panama Canal because of these unforeseen conditions. And now this Panama Canal was in control of the USA. Panama Canal reduced the distance from 13,000 nautical mile to 5,000 nautical mile. और ये एक वाटर गेट के थ्रू करा गया. This is a very technically very advanced mechanism at that time. 100 years back it was very advanced mechanism. So what was done, कि one side is the Pacific Ocean, one side is the Caribbean Sea, and in between there is the hilly or mountain region. तो वहाँ से एक बीच में लेक पड़ता था, so connecting to the lake, so the small portion was cut and that was connected to the lake was connected to the sea. और वहाँ पर एक वाटर लॉक बना दिया. वाटर लॉक आप ऐसे ही समझ लीजिए कि आपने ग्लास में पानी भरते जाइए, उसका लेवल बढ़ता जाएगा. ग्लास के अंदर कोई आप एलिमेंट, फ्लोटिंग एलिमेंट ले आइए, वो उसका लेवल ऊपर उठता जाएगा. उसके बाद फिर अगर आप उसको डाउन करना है तो नीचे पानी खाली कर दीजिए, वो वापस नीचे आ जाएगा. तो समथिंग दिस मैकेनिज्म ऑफ वाटर लॉक वाज डन कि वाटर इज फिल्ड and in a closed chamber the floating vessel like ship is lifted up. उसके बाद उसको आप लेक में ले जाइए, लेक में जाने के बाद उसके बाद फिर एक लॉक बनाइए, then you remove the water, bring it down and it will be again merged with the other level which is a down level. तो इस तरह से ये मैकेनिज्म हुई. Now क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर ये था कि why USA wants to take it back. तो आफ्टर 100 years of functioning, nearly 100 years, लगभग 1999 में यूएस ने पनामा कैनाल को हैंडओवर कर दिया था पनामा को. पनामा इज नाउ हैंडलिंग इट, बट ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम चाइना ने बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है पनामा कैनाल के एक्सपेंशन में, और चाइना ने धीरे धीरे कंट्रोल अपने हाथ में लेना शुरू कर दिया. नाउ यूएसए सेज कि हमारी जो शिप जाती हैं यूएस के, उनसे पनामा ज़्यादा टैरिफ चार्ज करता है, मतलब ज़्यादा किराया चार्ज करता है पनामा कैनाल को क्रॉस करने के लिए. लेकिन जो दूसरी चाइना की शिप्स आती हैं या दूसरे कंट्रीज की शिप है, उनसे कम चार्ज करते हैं. इट मीन्स द एसेट्स, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज ऑफ द यूएसए बिकम कॉस्टलियर बिकॉज ऑफ द हायर टैरिफ. तो उनका ये आरोप है. तो USA says कि no longer Panama is operating it, now the China has gradually taken over, so USA will take it back in our control and USA would like to operate in the interest of USA. अब ये कितना संभव है, इसमें वर्ल्ड कम्युनिटी क्या कहेगी, whether it will be feasible or not, that is the wait and watch kind of the situation. वैसे मैं आपको बता दूं कि पनामा इटसेल्फ एज ए इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्री, एक छोटा सा देश है, पनामा सिटी भी है और वहीं से ये कैनाल पास करती है. दिस इज इन द रॉकी टेरेन्स. नाउ कमिंग टू रुचिका जी, टू यू, जो मल्टीलेटरल ग्लोबल ऑर्डर है जिससे WHO से भी यूएस ने विड्रॉ कर लिया, पेरिस एग्रीमेंट से भी विड्रॉ करने के लिए उन्होंने अनाउंसमेंट कर दिया. तो जो क्लाइमेट चेंज के इतने सारे दावे हो रहे थे, नाउ दे आर नॉट वरीड अबाउट कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग टू द क्लाइमेट एंड यूएस विल नॉट कट डाउन इट्स इमिशन ऑफ द कार्बन. तो आप इसको कैसे देखती हैं कि वेदर दिस मूव विल इम्पैक्ट द वर्ल्ड और विल इज इट जस्ट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द डिसइंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आल्सो एंड द फोरम्स?
Sir, a similar question एक बच्चे ने भी पूछा, how will global order be affected when US is ignoring institutions like WTO and withdrawing from WHO, given the understanding that a superpower engages in global institutions to assert its dominance?
दिग्विजय सिंह.
दिग्विजय सिंह. और सर इससे पहले भी एक क्वेश्चन था, काफ़ी अच्छा क्वेश्चन था, इससे पहले वाला क्वेश्चन दिखाएंगे आप, उसमें सर कि हाउ इंडियन डायस्पोरा is going to be impacted. तो सर पहले हम इंडियन डायस्पोरा और फिर मैं इसकी बात करती हूँ, बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ इंडियन डायस्पोरा, तो नेचुरली सर क्योंकि अभी सबसे ज़्यादा अब इस बार क्या है सर, लाइक इफ यू सी व्हेन ट्रम्प, वी हैव डेल्ट विद ट्रम्प अर्लियर ऑल्सो. Earlier the main focus was on trade, tariff, Indo-Pacific, but this time the focus is directly on the Indian people. H1B visa, illegal immigration, Indian diaspora. So there is a lot of direct people are getting impacted. So there is a lot of fear among people. So that's why I think this Avinash Yadav has asked this question, how the Indian diaspora living in US will be affected. So if you look at the Indian diaspora, we have around 5 million Indian diaspora in US. And Indian diaspora is one of the most politically and economically influential that we can see. Like in the present cabinet, we have a lot of Indian Americans. And Indian diaspora consists of citizens, it consists of professionals, it consists of your students and illegal immigrants. So those who are citizens, they are not going to be impacted. Of course, the social changes that we are seeing, the cultural changes we are seeing, so of course there would be some kind of a long-term impact on them, but otherwise no impact. As far as H1B visa is concerned, sir, of course initially during his campaigns, Trump has said he is against, but now because he cannot completely definitely go against it, because you are backed by technology companies who need the talent.
Actually, the people who are really working in the
Yes.
America, hard work,
Yes, sir.
they are non-American.
They are non-American, sir. So you cannot ignore them. So, and that is what even Trump has said, that we want a color-blind but merit-based society. So merit-based, so you have Indians there. 20% of sir Indians are controlling the semiconductor का जो है sir, उसका 20% of it is controlled by Indian skill set there. And as far as illegal migrants of India, there is a concern, and that is what our foreign minister has also yesterday committed, that we will take them back. Now sir, उसमें क्या challenge आएगा हमारे diaspora को, कि अगर आप जैसे अभी नीतीश भी बता रहे थे कि we have a lot of illegal migrants. India से सर 6 to 8% है वहाँ पे, third largest आप मान सकते हैं, 6 to 8% है. And illegal migrants, because they have crossed over illegally to America, तो ये इंडिया भी वापस लेना चाहेगा, because illegal migrants also create a bad name there, and it also like reduces the prospect of the legal migrants going there. But the illegal migrants ऐसा नहीं है कि पहली बार हम लेके आएंगे. बाइडन के टाइम पे भी पिछले साल हम 1100 लेके आए हैं. तो it's not for the first time, but since it is Trump, so lot of pump and show, he's a showman, तो काफी ये होगा. But इसमें सर कुछ challenges हमें ये आएंगे, because see what happens is, like many of the Asians, especially Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, then Afghanistan people or Sri Lankan people, when they cross illegally, जाते ही सर वो अपना पासपोर्ट फाड़ देते हैं, and they say that we are Indians. So now many of them are in the detention centers there, many of them are here and there, they say we are Indians. Now that is what India has been constantly saying, our foreign minister has been saying, if it is proved they are Indians. तो अब ये सब prove करना is a technical issue, आप आधार से identify करोगे, there is a lot of technicalities, lot of legal process. Plus second thing is sir, जितना he has said कि हम illegal हटाएंगे, ठीक है, but the point is lot of these migrants are supporting the agriculture sector in US. उनके small businesses में सर काफ़ी सारे illegal migrants हैं. अब एक कोई अमेरिकन का बिजनेस है, छोटा सेटअप है, उसमें 4 जो हैं सर इलीगल माइग्रेंट्स काम कर रहे हैं. आप एकदम से उनको हटा के उसका बिजनेस नहीं रोक सकते. सो दैट इज व्हाट, इफ यू सी वेरी मेटिकुलसली, उन्होंने अपनी पहले स्पीच में कहा कि वी विल इनिशिएट द प्रोसेस, बिकॉज मिलियंस हैं, आप एकाएक हटा नहीं सकते, आपकी इकोनॉमी को आपको ज़्यादा नुकसान होगा. सो यस, इंडिया हैज़ अग्रीड कि हम पहले जो है 18,000 जो हमारे इलीगल प्रूव्ड हैं, हम उनको वापस लेंगे, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज गुड फॉर इंडिया ऑल्सो. वी नेवर प्रमोट इलीगल माइग्रेशन. So Indian Americans or the Indian diaspora, we don't have to worry much there. ठीक है. Then second question, like WHO and your coming, Paris Agreement and all these things, so it was very much expected. क्योंकि सर WHO से he has come out during his first tenure also. Paris Climate Deal से भी he has come out of his first tenure. So world was expecting this from him. So there is nothing a shock kind of a thing. ठीक है सर. WHO से withdrawal of USA, of course it has been a major funder to WHO. Not only funder, but also it has been providing lot of expertise to to WHO. And then sir, lot of your R&D programs, especially future pandemic से कैसे deal करना है, उसके ऊपर जो treaty हुई है, तो it has been working. So it is going to impact especially the developing countries. And as far as India is concerned, so we are having lot of your programs under WHO, immunization program, vaccination program, polio है sir, आपका malaria है, we have lot of your programs. So definitely lack of fund and lack of expertise, because these expertise under like WHO, they help you how to put these programs at the local level. So that is what it is going to be impacted. And as far as Paris is concerned, sir, तो Paris जो है, of course it is going to create a deficiency of funds. It is again going to impact the developing countries. फंड कम आएगा सर. और दूसरा जो है, USA has been a very good influencer also to bring other partners for contributing. तो सर वो एक impact आएगा. And as far as India is concerned with respect to this energy thing, sir, I think that like we are not that badly impacted. Rather, we can see that we have got a buffer time. because earlier there was a pressure on green energy. So of course India will continue, because at the end of the day even USA knows that the future is green technology. So we have now got time, because there will be no one on our head, sitting on our head for green energy. So there is a buffer time for us, that there we can prepare ourselves for green energy. We can focus more on R&D, and then sir, many of your US energy companies can come and invest in India. We can learn, we can go for joint things. So of course sir, these are some of the challenges also, and some of the opportunities for India as well.
Right. Mr. Reddy, coming to you. With this trade war between the US and the China, how do you see the India's prospects, win or loss?
Sir, it's very tough to comment in single word. So basically, first, what is trade war, sir? It is not a new, if it's the interwar period 1914 to 1944, sir. So simply trade war means two parties or two countries or a group of countries intentionally increasing their tariffs such as customs duties, non-tariff barriers such as quantitative restrictions, qualitative restrictions, embargo, etc. That's called trade war, sir, simple terms. So now, if you see the America and China trade war, let's say America says I will impose 25% tax on Chinese goods. China says I will retaliate, I will also impose 25% tax on American goods. That's simply trade wars. Now, definitely what will happen, Chinese goods become costly in America. So definitely it is going to impact the local consumers in America. So for that they need trade partners. So for that India is the best one option. So we can export to America, number one. So indirectly our exports going to increase, sir. Number two, FDI. Now whoever is investing in China, by thinking globally they can access the economies. Now there is a block road for China. So they have to diversify their investment. That's called China plus one strategy, sir. In that India is the best place, because we have a land availability, labor, capital availability, and we have a strong stable government also. And recently we did a lot of reforms like GST, Make in India, PLI program. So in all these positive aspects, sir, India is going to gain if America doing trade war with only China. These are positive sides, sir. Coming to the negative sides, so Trump policies are unpredictable, sir. So for him, his personal interest and his economic interest, country's interest most important. There is a policy pump and dump system in share market. He is, some international commentator says he is like that. For example, a simple example, sir. In election campaign, he used V. Ramaswamy aggressively. Even Mr. Elon Musk used it, sir. Now recently there was a AI summit. Elon Musk was not present there because of OpenAI and Elon Musk. They have some rivalry in investment point of view. There are some cases also. There is a political but economic involved there. So what will a negative concern for India if he impose a tariff for India also? Because in election campaign previously says India imposing lot of tariffs on American goods. So India is a tariff king. Mr. Modi is a tariff king. So he vocally says something. So if he is imposing tariffs on us also, sir, our goods become costly there again. Then our already our economy little bit slowing down because of domestic economy weak. So our exports may get affected. Number two, we have to see the diversified partners, sir. Once you are exporting to America right now, it's one of the largest trading partner. If tomorrow they are imposing a lot of tariffs on us, we have to look out other options, sir. Largely China is going down a little bit, and overall Asia, okay, but compared to the Europe, again, they are also going for a transition. Economy was weak there. So overall it impacted the global economy also, as well as especially Indian growth rate also, sir.
Right. Coming to you. Nitish, the way we have seen that the USA says he will take the Greenland in control. Presently it is a part of the Denmark. What you see the reason behind it, and is it possible?
Sir, since 2009, Greenland is an autonomous region. Autonomous region part of Denmark. Sir, Trump is majorly interested for 2-3 reasons in Greenland. First, because of the Greenland being a part close to the Russia, so that in case of any military activity from Russia, Greenland will provide the security to the mainland America that they want to protect it from,
North America as a whole.
Particularly North America, because this is what the US had been trying to do by having its many islands. In Indian Ocean region they have Diego Garcia, they have the Pacific Ocean, they have the Marshall Islands, so they want to create the similar type of an island in the form of Greenland. Second reason, sir, China also have a polar Silk route. Because of the climate change, Trump, he is very much interested in the climate to change very fast, because Arctic Ocean, it is the untapped region of the world, and Greenland is located in the Arctic region, which will provide the opportunity to of lot of mineral resources. This may be the another reason. Third reason that the Trump is giving, that Greenland is more closer to New York than the capital of Denmark, Copenhagen. So he is using his logic that the area which is close, that must come to the United States. The conflict, if Trump wants to acquire Greenland, there will be definitely a conflict, because Copenhagen will not let the territory go, because they have given it the autonomy, and the citizens, all of them are the citizens of Denmark, the citizens of Greenland, and US already have their military air base, so they cannot give that region, that we being a part of NATO, we are having our territory, so that we can protect the entire region.
So Greenland also has rare earth elements.
Yes.
Lithium is बहुत ज़्यादा है. Yes.
Elon Musk is also interested there.
Yeah, Elon Musk is interested.
So Neeraj, I am coming to you. अब ग्रीनलैंड से थोड़ा और नजदीक आ जाते हैं कनाडा. Recently in several speeches, Trump says Canada to become the 51st state of the US. Justin Trudeau was worried, and finally we have seen that he resigned.
Yes.
What do you see the reason behind it, and is it practically possible?
So I think Greenland and Panama were more serious statements made by Mr. Trump, और उसके लिए वो उस डायरेक्शन में कुछ स्टेप्स भी लेते हुए दिख रहे हैं. But I think Canada was more just a political banter, because Canada is a very different proposition altogether if we compare with Greenland and Panama. Maybe वो political rivalry ज़्यादा थी, because Mr. Trudeau was from the liberal parties, and politically he was not aligned with the ideas of Mr. Trump. So maybe it was a kind of statement which was given to weaken Mr. Trudeau domestically in his own politics in the country. So अब उसके बाद naturally उसका consequence भी दिख गया कि उनको resign करना पड़ा. And finally Mr. Trump is trying to create a situation where the right wing parties in Canada, the conservatives, they are coming to power over there, so that he can have a more friendly policy with them, and he can align with them for his larger, you can say, goals. So maybe sir वो थोड़ा सा political statement ज़्यादा लग रहा है rather than an intentional statement.
Right. Ruchikadi, how do you see the Trump policy? Should India be worried about?
Sir, before asking this question, let us ask ourselves a question. What kind of era we are living in? We are living in a globalized era now. So we have to ask ourselves, like, how capable is the US today to disrupt the existing global order without hurting itself? You know?
Obviously.
So second question that we could ask ourselves is the international community today has become so weak and vulnerable? No, not at all. Do other nations have no other option than US? No, it's not like that. So why should we be worried of Trump and the America first? क्या America first sir पहली बार है?
Second, that is for every country. We are in India. We are Indians, so we will say India first.
And sir, America first जो है सर, आप सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद से जब से ये सुपर पावर बना है, कौन सा प्रेसिडेंट अमेरिका के ऐसे रहे जिन्होंने अपने आप को जो है कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके दूसरे को इंटरेस्ट? सो अमेरिका फर्स्ट इज नॉट समथिंग न्यू दैट द कंट्रीज आर फेसिंग. Rather, I would say this time we are more prepared. Earlier, it was like first Trump 1.0. We were not very prepared about it. Now, everyone is prepared, be it India, be it China, be it Russia, everyone is well prepared. And sir, if you look at USA 1990s, we have faced the worst economic crisis that time, and there was a lot of pressure from USA also, because we have conducted 1998, we have conducted sir nuclear test, and there was a lot of embargo on India and all those things, but we survived and we came out. है ना, आज तो सर हम काफ़ी अच्छी पोजीशन में हैं. और सर ट्रम्प 1.0 के टाइम पे भी आप देखिए तो इट हैज़ नेवर बीन बैड, है ना. वी हैव इंक्रीज अवर ट्रेड, इट हैज़ ऑल्सो हेल्प टू पोजीशन इंडिया इन इंडो पैसिफिक. And this time when you look at the cabinet of Trump, earlier it was more of your military people, security people, now you have business people. So Trump is a businessman, sir. He is a deal maker.
And India is a big business opportunity.
Yes, and he is a deal maker. So the only thing that we need to do is we should know how to play our cards.
Correct.
We should be a good negotiator. That's it, sir.
Dear friends, one announcement to all of you. UPSC Civil Services Prelims 2025 notification has come, and there are many changes in the application form. I will say Now, the filling application form is an important and crucial stage of your preparation. So, for this, I will be conducting one live session tomorrow at 6 p.m. on YouTube channel, and I will be talking about the how to fill preference order, preference of department. Then, what are the importance of the hobbies, extracurricular activities, sports, NCC, achievements, these columns how to fill, what should be filled. What are the other major important parts to be taken care in the filling application form? So, that session is 6 p.m. You can watch it live. Next is that today we see globally the economic strength for any nation is the actual strength, and India is having lot of the freebies policies and no party is left behind. In fact, they are competing each other who can give maximum freebies, and we can see in the Delhi elections, and this is a big opening for the other states. How will it impact India's future economic growth and development? So, this will be our next agenda of discussion. Moreover, the budget also is scheduled on 1st of February. So, there will be a budget discussion. So, the next 2 episodes, one on budget and the other on the freebies policies and its impact on the India's growth and development. These are 2 important things. In today's discussion, we tried to cover various aspects, economic, then geographic, and also political, as well as the trade and other things which may or may not impact India. So, I hope this discussion you liked it. During the discussion, I told about the Panama Canal, and again one question which was asked by a student, are these 2 canals linking each other and the water is flowing from one sea to the other sea? Then this I would like to explain, it is not the case. Actually, Panama Canal is called canal, but it is a waterlogged gate. एक साइड है पैसिफिक ओशियन, दूसरी साइड है कैरेबियन सी, और बीच में है पहाड़, और वो पहाड़ है एंडीज माउंटेन, और इस पहाड़ के बीच में एक और है लेक, और उस लेक को कनेक्ट किया गया है थ्रू दी वाटर लॉक. वाटर लॉक आप ऐसे समझिए कि हियर द लेवल ऑफ वाटर इज डाउन, हियर द लेवल ऑफ वाटर इज अप, एंड हाउ विल यू टेक दिस फ्लोटिंग वेसल मीन्स शिप हियर. तो इसको पहले अंदर लाइए, इधर बैरियर से बंद कर दीजिए, इधर बैरियर से बंद करिए, एंड लिफ्ट दिस लेवल बाय pumping the water inside. So, this water level comes at floating vehicle comes here. Once this level becomes equal, this floating ship moves to the lake, and now this water is again reduced. So, this level comes down. Now, this ship is moving on the lake, and again after this lake again the level of the sea other side is down. So, again similar pattern of the water lock. So, once the ship reaches into the closed chamber, that chamber is closed from both sides and the water is gradually recedes and ship comes down. So, once the level comes to equal to the level of the sea, it is gate is opened and it is taken out. This is the mechanism which is followed in the passing of the ships. So, this kind of mechanism is a unique mechanism. So, I think that your doubt is clear, which I saw one student was asking. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Please do comment what are your expectations from the upcoming episodes. We will try to discuss. Till then, Jai Hind, bye bye.